Legislation outlawing sexually explicit drag show performances in front of children moved out of the Texas Senate in April. Wednesday, members of the House State Affairs Committee took up SB 12 and got an earful from those who oppose it.
I stand in front of you today in drag. There is nothing sexual about my appearance. Again, drag can be modified and is not inherently sexual in nature.
The committee took up a substitute amendment that does make major changes. The most notable, wording was removed that specifically mentions drag shows.
The way the bill is written, it does protect businesses, it protects the ability to perform in drag, and it protects the ability to exercise your First Amendment rights, so long as it's not sexually warranted. That I'm okay with. That's where I stand.
Concerns remain that SB 12 could shut down some musical performances and even wrestling events, a point that prompted this exchange about the meaning of sexually explicit.
And I guess you're saying, well, what's the definition? I think we, as adults, we all pretty much know what that is.
But do we, though?
Well, I do. Do you?
I mean, I think that everyone's interpretation is different.
On the House floor, legislation to ease restrictions on gambling got underway Wednesday afternoon. HB 1942 would allow online betting, and HB 2843 would allow destination casino resorts in Texas.
Members, this really is about letting your voters decide. Under the way the bill is written today, there will be 8 casinos, one of which will be an open bid. The others are tied to the current pari-mutuel licensing.
The success of either gambling bill remains a bad bet in the Senate, but there's no doubt these morality issues raise concerns about legislative hypocrisy. I spoke to political analyst Mark Jones about that.
Well, it may be hypocrisy in the Texas House, but there's no hypocrisy in the Texas Senate in that Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is in favor of protecting children from drag shows, but also protecting them from online gambling.
Jones says the culture war bills could factor into Republican primaries, but gambling probably won't be a ballot box issue.
Depending on what legislation eventually passes or does not pass, we are quite likely to have a special session.
So if either of these issues just don't make it into the session, looking in your crystal ball, do they come back in a special? Or do we wait for another 2 years?
Well, for a special session to actually occur, though, I think we need to have one of 3 big issues not passed during the regular session. That would, of course, be the budget, but it also would be property tax relief or school choice. I think if any of those 3 do not pass between now and the end of May, the governor is certain to call a special session. And when he calls that special session, I would not be surprised if he includes some of the transgender or cultural war related legislation as well.